So they initially, like, the day I went to tribunal was the day that we played Butler. I hadn't been in school or nothing. And we came and I played against Butler.
What?
That day. I had never been to school since October. You know what I'm saying? And that day I went to tribunal, we played Butler. That same exact day.
So you came back before
that game against Butler.
Second half of the year? Or?
Yeah, second semester, February.
Okay, yeah, gotcha. Okay, that was your first game back.
That was my first game back against Butler.
You were ready.
Man, caught an alley on them boys, everything. Dunking all on them and everything.
You good? You started over or you good?
Yeah, I'm good. I started.
Okay, cool, baby. I just make sure I'm good. All right, so that's fine. I didn't know that first game back. That's it's funny how life work, right?
How life work. The person who tried that, yeah, he did all that and still played against me both times, beat him both times.
That's crazy. So, but with that, right? All right. Obviously, it's different because you was gone for a good part of the season. Exactly. Now they got a groove of things without you playing.
Right.
Well, before I get into the team part of it, like, what was that like for you? Like, you in alternative school, but you Reggie, like, you.
That jump was crazy.
But you in alternative school with them.
It was crazy
the
because
15 people
like,
you talking about outside of class at Glen Hills, you with them now. Like, hey, what's good, bro?
Exactly. But it's crazy. It's crazy how, cause like everybody, even like people younger than me, people who was in my class in alternative school, they like, man, what you doing here, man? You tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody was like on some big brother type stuff with me. You know what I mean? They like, what you doing here? How you get in trouble, man? It's dudes who younger than me that got kicked out of school for fighting and smoking or something inside the gym, and they telling me I'm tripping. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of a good thing that, like, I guess everybody kept it real and like wanted to see me do better. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of kept me grounded and made me like realize who I am and where I'm at right now.
How was it wearing that black and white to school? Because you weren't used to that.
Man, crazy. Crazy. I used to wear the same thing to school. I might not even watch. I used to be so depressed enough. I come back to school with the same stains on my pants.
That's funny. I remember you be at school, you wear Jordans, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Chain, you had a chain.
Yeah, everything.
Like, yeah, you was good. Now you had a black and white.
Black and white. And I ain't changing nothing. I'm mad about this.
Anybody special in that school, we all the same. We all here for a reason.
You can't even wear no flashy shoes.
Yeah, that's wild. So I knew that was like probably like a reality check for you. Like, I gotta get back on my stuff.
For sure. It put that hunger in me though.
But is it like, I guess it's outside of basketball. Was it hard for you? Like, cause obviously we know you're a basketball player. Everybody know basketball player, but everybody got this outside factors that also help like kind of shape their life.
Right.
Taking from your family and whatever your family into, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's at some point it's gonna rub off on you. You know what I'm saying? Cause that's what you grew up around. So was that hard, like being this ball player, but then having a family that's doing one thing, but you're around that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I know it's probably because my brother. It's funny. My brother used to tell me sometimes, like, I see Reggie today. We live in Pound Walk at the time, and I remember he would say he see you a few times because we would play ball up in the little area.
You probably wondering what he doing over here.
And I was wondering until one day my brother was shooting around, and they raided that apartment they said you was always in, and they found like mad guns.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. That was my cousin. Like, we used to grow up too fast. That was my cousin, actual apartment, a girl cousin. She was in high school at the time too.
Cause you had it was another cousin. I don't know his name right now, but when I see him, I always remember him because he could play ball a little bit too when we played. But he always said my cousin Reggie. Yeah. And when he wasn't there, because he was in school at the time. Because like I said, it was some older guys that they had literally just parked the car and went inside the house. Next thing you know, like 30 cars came, boom, boom, knocked it down. All right. I was like, that's Reggie be at. I'm like, oh. So when it happened, like the next year, I'm like, oh, well, maybe, I just put two and two together, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and honestly, you was right, though. Like, the two and two together, you was right. Like, whatever you doing in the dark, that's why all these little kids think they be, whatever you doing in the dark, it's going to come back to the light one day. And that's what I seen. So once that situation happened, I really knew, like, all right, it's either get focused or it's over with for you. You know what I'm saying?
It's hard because, like, you like, somebody else doing this different. You can't do it. Like, it's people that's gonna see you in a car driving and you don't know them, but they know you.
Right.
But that's Reggie. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell he doing over here? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. But at the same time, me being from this and just this is just is my regular life, so I wouldn't even look at it like that. You know what I mean? I just look at it like somebody just know I'm going over my people's house.
Yeah, you're not thinking like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, to the naked eye, people like, oh, this guy come around here. You know what I'm saying? And then people hate and all that stuff. So you got a lot of factors that's into that. Right. But all right, so you come back. You know what I'm saying? How's that getting back into the lineup or getting back into the role playing thing? Because at this time you're not even starting. They winning. I'm pretty sure without you.
Right. They was winning without me. They actually was. I want to say they was 13-2 or something like that, and they had only lost the first game of the season, and they lost in the Chick-fil-A Classic
to an out-of-town team, probably.
To an out-of-town team who was had a McDonald's All-American.
Yeah.
So but it actually made our team stronger for the long haul because honestly, Nick Bennett, he was a good player for us, but he never really cared about basketball like that.
Right.
So once Jihad stepped into my spot, it was like he was playing too good to send him back to the bench. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So instead of him sending Jihad back to the bench, he just took Nick off the 5, and we started playing with 5 guards.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. So then that's when we just went over the top.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was perfect. Like he didn't care that he wasn't playing, or even if he didn't care, like, nobody really cared. Like what? You know what I'm saying?
We good to go.
But like D, if I would have took D or Jihad spot, I felt like it would have been controversial.
Yeah,
it would have been
because the first bad game you have or the first bad game they have.
Exactly, and they was playing good at the time, so it's like they not doing no wrong to come up off this spot.
When you came back into the lineup, you ain't think that they would probably anticipating that, like, what are we gonna do here? Or y'all ain't talk about like,
not really, bro, because I was always like, I'm like you said, I'm total opposite from my regular life to the basketball to the court, so. They already know. I'm the type of person, when I get the ball in the gym, I'm telling you, he can't guard me. Telling the coach, like, I got this. You know what I'm saying? I was real outspoken on the court, so they knew I was coming back like that. It wasn't even no ifs, ands, and buts. Like, they was happy, honestly, because now I can play the point guard, and they don't have to worry about bringing the ball up the court, getting pressure, stuff like that. They can spot up and do their own thing. Now,
was that hard for you, like, as a guard, like, because you grew up in that Josie era, and Josie, they always say, got the best press. Was that hard, like, being a point guard and getting pressed? Like, did you shy away from that, or? Nah,
that was the thing that you want. You know what I'm saying? When you're a point guard like that, and somebody pressing you, it's like, this finna be an easy layup. You know what I'm saying?
I seen you break a lot of them, though. Like,
because it's just, I don't know. The press is something you want, because once you break the press, it's designed to speed you up. But if you're a point guard, then once you get in that open court, it's like your bread and butter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you want to see a press.
How you stayed in shape, like, to come back?
Shoot, honestly, going to the Boys and Girls Club, playing in Southside and in neighborhoods and stuff, just playing, because back then, like I said, everybody was doing it. You know, everybody, even if you wasn't playing basketball, like, it was people who was,
Did you go to the game still, or nah?
Nah, I couldn't go.
Oh, you couldn't. Yeah, you couldn't go to nothing.
Go at all.
Damn.
Yeah,
really got you messed up.
I just used to hear about it.
Then you gotta get a text message that y'all win the game or something like that.
It's fact.
Damn. All right, so y'all make it to state, but the state, to me, the state game was like shaky because y'all was losing.
Right.
You had a good second half though. Like, me and my brother watched it live. You know, you had that was probably one of the better games I seen you play.
That's the thing I'm talking about. Like, it was tough competition. So like, when the tough competition come around, everybody ain't asking for the ball. Right. Everybody ain't calling for the ball. Everybody don't want that ball at that time. You know what I mean? So with me being a point guard, that's why I think I shined that a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Because I was confident with it and wanted the ball. Far as other people, they nervous to make a mistake or to actually be the reason why we don't win it. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
So that's your last game in high school. In high school, what was was that your best game, your favorite game, or your most memorable game, you think?
Yeah, of course.
Do you think it's because of the half you had, or it's like the
just the magnitude of it all? Like, how I played, state championship, everything. It just was a great.
I just remember watching it, like you just start going off, like it's so odd you watch it because like you thinking like had that situation went left that you had and you couldn't play, they lose that game. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. We always talk about that. Like Jarrell used to tell me, man, I was BS in that game. Well, I'm glad you came to play. You know what I mean? Because I don't know what was up with them. Like they just won themselves that game.
But you know what? Though, only thing I can only speak on the outside looking in though. But you were the only one that had made it further at that point, so you knew the magnitude of everything. Because like I said, you had 3 years every year. Like
exactly, I had the most experience. I make it next
year, but
I had the most experience.
So you knew y'all couldn't party. I knew y'all couldn't party no more. You take it seriously.
It was over with.
Yeah, you knew you couldn't just come in there and think you were gonna win. This
man,
way,
I had lost 2 state playoffs and got kicked out of school. I was like, this got to be meant for me to make it through all this.
That's why I said like to me like a high school career, like you gotta it was rocky, but it was good. Like it's rocky for that good ending, you know what I'm saying? Right. Because you end it when everybody want to stay.
Most definitely, and that's what everybody want to do. So that's the ultimate goal.
Yeah. So that was. I mean, like I said, I think you look back on it, like people got career where they score a lot of points, but you won an actual championship. You know what I'm saying? You did it the right way. You learned each year.
I definitely feel like I got one of the top careers.
I think so. I think so.
That's for sure.
And I think so. Reason why I say like people do their own rankings or whatever it can be, you're not really vocal. You know what I'm saying? So people talk about you, like it's not like they can say, "Well, go ask him," because you don't talk about this stuff. Like this the first time I ever talk about.
I'm this, I'm that.
Yeah, you don't talk about. You just play.
Right.
Even with the alumni stuff, like you just go out there and play. You don't be like, "I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this." You just go play and then you have a good game.
Fact.
You got like Jarrell, like he more vocal. He probably the most vocal out of all y'all. So but he more accessible too.
Right.
He's not even accessible. Like now he may come to the store, but
exactly
in prior years you was overseas. You here, you in college. You're not really. They can't really reach you.
Right. So it's out of sight, out of mind. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
Once nobody ain't seeing you.
Well, it been alumni games since like 2013, 14 maybe. You just start playing them recently. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So people only going based off that.
Exactly.
What they see.
Exactly. That's honestly the reason why I kind of like took it more serious, you know what I mean? Because like before we used to have the alumni games and I was like coming in, I was like, this is just an alumni game, you know what I mean? I ain't even trying to shine like that. But once it got that competitive and like I played in the last one, they was like, oh, you ain't like that no more. You know what I mean? Stuff like that come out like, you ain't like that no more.
Because when you came out there, you just wild out.
Right.
You played Richmond, you just wild out.
Yeah.
That was wild.
And that was the most, you know what I'm saying? That was the most talked about time.
And that's why, like I said, for me, like I have my picks on player card. I seen them play, but like I said, I just seen you play with multiple competition,
right?
On multiple levels, and you've been playing the same all the time. I can't say the same for everybody else.
Right.
That they would play the same, having Austin Steele in their team, or they would play the same, having even somebody like when you play with Calvin Holloman, like he didn't go nowhere, but he was a good player at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not a lot of players like that you still gonna play next to and be who you are, you know what I'm saying? So
that's because I feel like that's because I was a natural point guard though, and I always played up. So that's something that my coaches always made me do because I was the youngest one. So I always had to talk and be more of a impact.
When you had a situation with the drug case, did that hurt your offers like for college and stuff like that?
Yeah and no. Like, I had already, I was pretty much already kind of talking to Winthrop, but I had like Clemson, UGA, stuff like that on my list too, which is once I made it and we won the state championship, that would have been like the icing on the cake to go ahead and sign with them type thing. You know what I mean? Right. But because I got into those situations, like all those other teams backed off, and Winthrop was still there. Like, we don't care what happened. We want you. Yeah. So it was a no-brainer to go there for sure.
I had this thing I'm trying to do. Just off topic real quick though, but I think I'm about talking to kids like from the city, especially basketball, well mainly basketball, that's going on these visits. I think a lot of kids make their decisions at the visit, and it's like I just tell them don't do that because the visit is not gonna be what it's like in real life. And I've been through it already, so
exactly.
I already know. And it's not to diss colleges, but like I said, college is a business. That's just point blank period. They gonna talk that family stuff.
They'll feed you. It's
a business.
What? Get there.
That visit is not like what it's gonna be like when you get there.
Ain't nothing like it. That's how that visit is how it's gonna be like on like a random off week that you have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's gonna be like one time out of your whole college career.
After that, once they got you, it's a wrap.
It's
like,
a wrap.
You
turn into a slave almost.
For real. They gotta, just because they gotta treat you like, whatever. But it's a business. I want kids to know that, because sometimes they go there and have these impressions that I visited this school, this is this, I felt this. You're gonna feel all of that every time you go to the visit. You're gonna feel that every time.
Anybody spending close to $100,000 on you,
yep,
you gotta be on point. They not playing with you.
Yep.
It's either get right or go home.
That's it.
They ain't got time to worry about the disciplinary problems. They ain't got time to worry about your mama complaining.
For real,
none of that. You might get sent home if your daddy called too many times.
For real.
Talking.
That's a fact.
Talking crazy.
That's a fact, man. Trust me. The coaches, like, you think your family, like the coaches that call you. I think. Well, they called me like every day before Don might have signed, and when he did, I don't hear from them. You know what I'm saying?
Weird, right?
Unless something bad happened, like you talk to your brother.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But it's never like how you doing. Nah, that's over with. We got him now. We don't need you.
Right.
We don't care how you doing.
Right.
But so all right, you choose to go to Winthrop.
Mm-hmm.
Winthrop. After that, what was your season like? Your career like there? 'Cause I know you started once again. Freshman year again.
Yeah.
Not at the back though.
Nah, freshman year.
You did?
Well, actually,
I thought you kind of took the spot.
Right. I took the spot like far as like 10 games in or something like that. But that was crazy.
It was a culture shock for you, like being out there, like, because you coming from the city.
A huge culture shock, Not even only like a whole bunch of white people and stuff. It was just like even the black people was different than where we was from. You know what I'm saying? Because Augusta is pretty much like 90% hood. You know what I mean? Like it's hood here. You know what I mean? Even like a good guy from Richmond, if they go to Winthrop, they gonna look at them like, oh, this is a thug. You know what I mean? So it's like it was just totally different lanes and totally different avenues.
Yeah, take school seriously now too. Ain't no more makeup for the progress report.
Right. But honestly, with me, college was easier than high school.
It was?
Yeah, because it wasn't no class work. Like high school just used to be busy work.
Right.
You know what I mean? With college, you just study what they give you and you take tests. So it was easier for me.
So I mean, through your years at college, I don't want to go about each one like we did high school, because it's more. College is faster anyway. It's just way fast like that. Like, what's some of like your best memories from being at Winthrop, just basketball wise?
Definitely winning the conference championship.
Y'all went to the tournament.
Going to the tournament, that was a great accomplishment for me. Playing against different levels, just traveling. We went to the Virgin Islands for like a whole week.
Y'all played. You said I think we was talking outside the barbershop one time. You said y'all played Steph Curry, if I'm mistaken.
Yeah, we played Steph and Seth. I played against both of them. Seth was actually in my class. You know what I'm saying? He played at Liberty, so he was in the conference with me. So we was like going head to head for player of the freshman of the year.
I know that.
Yeah. And then Steph was at Davidson. He was on another level.
Yeah, you had to guard him.
Not really, cause the dude who played, he was like defender player of the year or whatever. Okay. He held Steph to like 10 points the year before that. And Davidson like 30 minutes down the road. So it's like kind of a rival game. Mm-hmm. So he was like supposed to be like the Steph stopper. Steph lit us up for 30. Oh, you want to...
No awards this year.
Man, Steph killed us for 30. I'm talking about it. It was to the point where like it was easy. Like he just walking across the court. As soon as he crossed half court, he's shooting if you up on him. Yeah, he going by you.
He had that green light too, so.
Yeah, he had the green light. That was like the year after he was supposed to go to the NBA.
Yeah, he took it.
He came back to play point guard, like to show people he can play point guard.
He want to make sure he get 30 on that nigga. Like, nah, 10 points. I'm getting 30 on you. Then I'm going to the NBA.
Right. Yeah, he torched us though. Like it wasn't even.
What about
like,
Seth?
Seth, he was garbage. Yeah, nah, he wasn't garbage, but we beat him every time. Like I always got the best of him when we played each other and stuff.
Who won freshman of the year?
He did though. He did. He averaged like 30. He averaged like 25. He used to shoot the ball like 50 times a game.
Have you played somewhere where you had a green light? Like, cause I don't feel like you ever really had the green light. You always had to play like within the offense.
Right.
Try to get you over whenever you got it.
Never for real until honestly Winthrop I had the green light.
Okay.
Yeah, once I got to be like a sophomore, once we won the championship, I was a sophomore. I led the team in points, led the team in assists, everything that year. So after that, it was my team. Like I couldn't do no wrong at Winthrop.
So was it hard, like going to college out there, but then you got to come back home and going back, like that home life versus going to college?
No, not really to me because I was never like no mama's boy. You know what I'm saying? I was always out in the streets and stuff. So like, just going and being on my own or something was like, it was just fit the lifestyle that I was already on type thing.
Yeah.
But it really wasn't no big transition. It wasn't number 2 hours away. So
did you? I know you got in trouble in high school once. Did you ever get in trouble in college, or it was all good? Everything was straight.
It was. Nah, I actually got in trouble. I actually got locked up in college for beating up this dude in McDonald's for trying to beat up a girl.
I already knew that.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how. I only know because somebody had said something to you one time and you had to explain. It was so on Facebook, which I guess about you don't post a lot because people take it the wrong way, and then you're trying to defend your point. Like, I forgot what it was, but you end up saying that like, I went to school. I had gotten in trouble in school for beating somebody up for the same reason, so I'm not gonna be on that side or whatever.
Right.
I can't remember what happened. Well, you arguing with somebody.
Yeah, it was a girl. It was some girls in the school. You know how the local dudes come. Just like if a dude from Augusta State or Payne College goes out to the club that night. If a dude from Augusta, they gonna automatically, this little schoolboy, you know what I'm saying? Who is this dude? You know what I mean? So we had the local dudes there, or whatever. So they was trying to just holler at chicks. After the club, you always go to McDonald's. They were just hollering at chicks. Girl dissed him or whatever. He got mad. You know what I'm saying? So they was just jiving back and forth, but he got serious, and I knew the girls. You know, they were cool. You know what I mean? So he caught back like he was finna hit her, and I just went off. Then it was just reaction, instinct. Like, so our whole team was fighting local dudes in McDonald's or whatever. We all got locked up or whatnot.
Damn.
Local Joes.
Did you get in trouble for that? Like with the team, or they kind of just they understand?
I never got kicked off. They understood what was happening because like all the McDonald's workers and the girls came to court with me like the next morning to speak up on my behalf. So they let me out, and the school really didn't do nothing, but like articles was written. And the messed up part about it was that was the first day of official practice. So damn. We was partying, and then the next morning at 6:00 in the morning, we were supposed to be in practice, but I was locked up. You know what I'm saying? So the media and everything made it crazy to where like, and then like, you know, we basketball players, so they only put our name in the paper.
Yeah.
So it looked like we was in McDonald's fighting each other.
Oh, I got you.
You know what I mean? Yeah. They like, what is these thugs doing? How they on the same team and fighting each other and stuff like that?
What did the coach say to you? Like, did they?
He was just mad that we was out at the time when we knew we
had
practice.
Like y'all was in a bad situation anyway from the
right,
get-go. Regardless of what the story was, you shouldn't have been there.
Yeah. Exactly.
Coach, they gonna get out to the bottom, but they don't care. Like, nah, I don't hear that. You shouldn't have been there in the first place.
And I didn't play the first game of the season.
From that.
Yeah, from that.
But so how would you describe your college career? Like you happy with it? You feel like you could have did more?
I'm happy with it just because I don't regret nothing. But sometimes I used to feel like I should have picked somewhere else. Not because of the school, but just because of the system that they ran. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Like, I averaged the most points on our team all 3 years, the last 3 years of my career, and we ain't had no plays for the guards. Like, it was just big man stuff. Or every time I get a point, it'll be me grabbing the rebound and just going.
Yeah.
Type situations. Right, like, the most points somebody ever scored, averaged at Winthrop, was 16 points at the time. Like, that's just how they ran their system. It was a team, organized, you know what I'm saying, type of game. And with me being a guard and a smaller guard, if I would have went to another school, like College of Charleston or somewhere where they, like, run up and down and shoot threes all game, I would have had a better, like, career farthest going pro. You know what I mean?
But so I was gonna ask you that, like, you didn't think to try, like, you didn't enter the draft, did you?
Nah.
And why? What was the reason behind that?
Because like when I first came out, it was kind of like they had the lockout the year that I was in college. So once I was coming out, it was so hard to get jobs and stuff that I just kind of went and secured another job overseas just because it was so hard to get them at that time.
Yeah.
That was the time like J.R. Smith and them was going overseas.
Oh, yeah, got you. Yeah,
they weren't even playing in the NBA at the time because the lockout had just ended. So like you competing against NBA players for jobs overseas and stuff like that. So it was like, let me just go ahead and try to get in somewhere.
But so what is it like overseas though? Because like I told a lot of players, and of course they be currently playing, so they give me the good. But you already played, so you don't have to really lie about none of that. Like, what's that overseas life like? Is it all that they said, or is it kind of hyped up?
It's hyped up more than what they saying it is. You know what I mean? Because for the simple fact of after the recession, honestly. The recession was in 2008 when it started. So, like, after that recession, a lot of stuff went out the window. Like, so you had jobs that was paying, like, in England, making $10,000 a month playing basketball to now you getting $4,000 a month. Just because the economy was that bad and people was taking their money out of investments and stuff. So, like, overseas, the money wasn't that big at that time. And it still really isn't right now. So, like, a lot of people was going over there playing for just somewhere to stay, a car and stuff. I was at least fortunate to make, like, $4,000 a month. But that's still, like, somebody working at a regular job around
somewhat,
a decent job. You know what I mean? So
pretty much, yeah.
It was, like, the
factory, too.
Yeah, factory or something. So, it was, like, the first time I was there, I was like, it's good money, you know what I'm saying? But I really can do this at home.
But so let me ask you. So let's just say them at $4,000 a year. What else you get with that? Like, what's the other perks? I'm trying to break it down. Let's say you get $4,000. They give you a car.
I got a car in the house.
Car is all yours, not
yours all mine, but we shared. Like me and my roommate shared.
Yeah. Shared the car too.
Yeah, shared the car in the spot.
Okay.
So you ain't have to pay for nothing. But another thing, I stayed in England. Their money is worth more than our money. You know what I mean? So you might go and buy you a pair of J's for $130. In American money, that's them $250. You know what I'm saying? So like when you go out to eat or something, you might buy a sandwich for $10. In American money, that's $17. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you just taking care of yourself over there when you making that salary and you staying somewhere where the pound is worth more than the dollar.
Yeah,
it's like almost I'm getting half of a salary.
Got you.
You know what I mean? So I'm really just making enough to maintain up there. And when I come home for the summer,
that ain't nothing.
I ain't making. I gotta go do something or figure something out. I got a little bit to save. I got a little bit saved up. So by the time I'm going for that next job this next year, I got $0 in my pocket.
Got you.
All that happened when they switched from marks to euros.
Right.
Because the mark was half, and the euro was equivalent. Then a couple years went by, and it ended up being more.
Right, and then in British, that's pounds. They don't even use euros, so that's worth more than the euro. So, it was kind of different. But after doing that, like 2 or 3 years, I came back home and my little sister was buying a house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so I'm like, what? I'm in the wrong business. My little sister buying a house, like, and I'm overseas, I'm doing this, that.
And I think sometimes a title, like you tell me, like, I play professional basketball.
They
like
just want to
title.
hold on to that. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But when you doing that, you playing professional basketball, you ain't building no credit. You ain't doing nothing for yourself for this, like, you know what I'm saying? Being a grown up for real. Like, it's like you still a teenager.
Extension of college. It's an extension of college.
Yeah, it's an extension of college. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when I come home, I